Greetings! This is a second video of 3 videos I'm going to make from my trip last week up to retrieve my 3 game cameras. I stopped off on this small creek and I wanted to explore it a little bit and see if there's a bunch of animal sign along it or whether it would be a good place to put a camera someday. The creek has an obstruction down towards the mouth of the creek where it dumps into the river, so this creek I've never seen salmon in. Could be someone would clear out the lower end of the creek, the logs and the mud and everything, and probably get salmon up here. Anyway, I thought I'd check it out first as I start working my way up the river from my house here in Sitka, Alaska. Oh, wouldn't you know it, we've had a couple of big windstorms. Now I'm blocked. Yeah, it's really kind of interesting. Do you go over or do you go under? Me? I can't physically do either. I'm going to retreat, go a different direction. As I approach the area where I've got one of the trail cameras, I found some fresh bear track here in the sand. Pretty good sized ones. These bear and deer, they like being around sand along the river. It's easy on their feet. Here I'm going to, here's where the tracks are. I'm going to walk up there a little ways to the right, see where those tracks went. I think they went up underneath this log up here and over to where I've got my trail camera. This area's been real productive for me as far as putting trail cameras out. It's got a lot of sand from an old river bed, and for some reason all the animals like to be around it. Deer, bear, river otters, bald eagles, all kinds of things. Yeah, fair-sized bear tracks there, but not many. I've noticed on this trip that there are far fewer animal tracks around. But I gotta get this pack on. I don't know, years ago in the 60s, I remember my first backpack I filled up. It was called a Trapper Nelson. Now those of you who are old enough to know what that is, you know that is hell, putting a Trapper Nelson on your back with about 30-40 pounds on it. Well, this is the area where I have my camera. Actually, I had a couple of cameras in here all summer because it was so productive for Alaska brown bear and deer. I'm walking over towards my camera now, pointing towards it. I don't fall down on the logs. I have a hard time raising my feet high enough. I've taken some really bad falls. Okay, this little stream bed here, you can see that log on the right. That's where the bear tracks came up the river I showed here earlier. Kind of a bear run through here. I got some good video here during the summer because the bears like to lay down in that sandy area. And they also like to eat the salmon and the fish eggs and stuff here in this area. Give you kind of a pan view with the 360 camera. But it's just an old riverbed. River went through here, I don't know how many years ago. You can tell by the size of the alder tree, it's probably at least 10 years, maybe more, since the river was over here. But that old riverbed goes back up in there a couple hundred yards. And the deer and the bear are using it as a highway. Because if you're on the other side of the river or even in the river, you can't see back in here. I get the camera. I had that camera screwed onto the tree with a wood screw. This camera. That's it. Put it in your backpack. I'm almost directly below my 360 camera. That's why it looks distorted. I had 3 cameras to pick up, and I probably won't be putting any of them back. Here's a spot where the bear been going through here, up under these trees and under that big log over there. Really nice bear track in there in the mud. Yeah, there was one in there about 7.5 inches across the front paw. Big Alaska brown bear. Okay, this is the very first picture that was on my trail camera. Look, it's me. So I'm confused because I'm not seeing any tracks. So let's see what I got on the camera here. Anything worthwhile looking at. Oh, there's Mr. Bear. That's a nice fat shirt. Well, it ain't so short. That's just a big fat bear. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that little deer. Now this is in September. It'll be in during October. And oh my gosh, you know, that's a little guy. Biggest problem I have are ravens. They either set the camera off or they climb up and they start pecking at the camera. If you hook the camera with any kind of string or a rope or something or a strap, they're going to be right on it. What's this? I found. Now this was in the river. There's nothing up there. There's no houses, there's no buildings, there's nothing. There's nothing been up there since maybe they had the mine up there at Billy Basin, and that was turn of the century. If I'm not mistaken, it almost looks. I've been in the river. They've been cut off. You know, I might be wrong, but to me it almost looks like old telegraph wire. You know, the strung telegraphs. Looks a little bit heavy for telegraph wire, but maybe it's not. I don't know. I haven't seen any for years. Used to find it all the time when I was a kid in the woods and Cascades, in the Olympics. We used to have telegraph. But I don't know, maybe they were using it to tie a bridge or something. I have no idea. It's strange. Strange wire. Bendable but not breakable. And you sit here and bend on it for a long time, and it don't get warm or weak. Hey, maybe it's part of a UFO, huh? Crashed here in the Indian River. I have no idea. The only guess I can come up with is old telegraph wire. Find things like that laying around this place. Like old pipes made out of wood. That could have been part of this too. Well, now the wire I've seen around the pipes holding the wood together. Wood pipes. Isn't this material? This stuff's strange. I walked around this area quite a while, looked around, and just was not seeing the game tracks I had seen here earlier. Couple sets of bear tracks. That one big bear and then a smaller bear. And a few deer track, but other than that, I mean, there's nothing. Before this area looked like a barnyard with deer tracks and bear tracks of multiple sizes running everywhere. That's why I didn't get much video on my trail camera that I had in here. It's very odd. But that's the way it goes, you know. You never know where they're going to be or why. It's end of October, a couple days before Halloween. Where'd everybody go? It's starting to snow up high in the mountains. You'd think, would they run back up there? I don't know. But this is an area they like to frequent for almost 6-7 months. Now they're gone. Even the birds are gone. Of course, the salmon, other than the coho and the silver, are gone too. If you didn't see the video I took of underwater of the silver and coho in the river up here, it's in a past video. So thanks for watching my videos. And, well, we got one more camera to check up here. Another area. So until later, goodbye.